I was not going to talk about this topic again, but there was a really good TikTok video that a TikToker did that really breaks down this Venezuelan gang, Aurora, everything that's happening down there. And I really like how this creator actually put research behind everything that's going down way before the viral videos, way before everything that was happening. And I think it's important to highlight this person. Let's give some commentary to his research, and I'm going to link his information in the description box because like I said, it's a very well done. But check it out. So a commenter asked them, totally off topic, what do you think of the Aurora, Colorado apartments being taken over by gang members from Venezuela? Do you think that the same thing can happen in Cali? Just want to know your opinion.
That in response to this question right here on the previous video, if you guys do not know, there is so-called an apartment complex in Colorado that is supposed to be shut down, but it's been taken over by gang members. So that's the narrative that's being pushed out there. And to be honest, after doing some research, I think there's a little bit of both. Let me show you what I found.
Well, the city of Aurora tells us they plan to shut down this apartment complex near Colfax and Peoria in 1 week. City officials say it's simply become too unsafe for people to live in. The residents here, many of them immigrants, tell us the management company has abandoned them. Mountains of trash piled up outside the Fitzsimmons Place apartments in Aurora.
So we're trying to get this trash removed.
Became too much for Shida Kais and her neighbors.
Because it's a lot of smell, a lot of flies. We have kids, they can get any kind of health problem.
They decided to hire someone on their own to remove it.
We've been trying to get in touch with the manager. He quit, and we have no manager.
She says property management not only let the trash pile up, they've let the complex fall apart.
We're gonna have only 6 days to move out of here. We have no place to go.
CBZ, the property management company, admits its team has not been on site and says a Venezuelan gang is the reason. A PR firm the company hired sent us a statement it says was from an investor. We would like to be able to resume normal operations at our buildings. We cannot do so under the threat of present and immediate danger against residents, staff, and management, the statement says.
I know it's been shootings here, but it's not because of people from here.
This video.
So as you can see there, the problem, it looks like it's a little bit both. You have a situation where the apartment manager has said, I'm quitting, I'm out. There's a threat to my safety, so I'm out of here, right? And nobody has done anything to like either put somebody in place or step up or figure something out. This has been an ongoing issue for this area way before this viral video went out there. Okay.
The video that I just showed you was from August 6th, and we're just now hearing about it now. Now, do I believe that there are gangs in this apartment complex? Yes. Do I think that's the reason why it's shut down? No, I don't believe they're taking over. I believe the citations, there's evidence to show the citation.
All the way from August 6th, this video is going out, right? And this talk of the apartments and everything that's going down there has honestly been a thing for the last couple of months. Honestly, if you think about it, it's been ongoing. It didn't just happen this past week. It's been ongoing. And someone in my comments had mentioned this too. I believe it was Nicole who said, hey, I don't know, this is just, it's now hitting mainstream media, but this has been an ongoing issue months back. And it's interesting because somebody also said in the comments, the issue is that we don't have enough police presence in that area. When you guys are looking at the story, look at multiple sources that is happening. So shout out to this TikToker. I'm going to link his information in the description box. But let me drive another point. The property manager said that they were concerned for their safety, that there's Venezuelan gangs. Now, here you have the police saying something completely different, which I think it's also important to share. Aurora police investigate claims of Venezuelan gang takeover of apartment building. The APD investigated claim of Venezuelan gangs takeover of an apartment building, but found no evidence that gang members were in control. So I guess my question is, if they found no evidence, then why would they close the apartment? Like, why would they do all that? I mean, I'm just letting y'all know what it says. Maybe they closed it down because there was an issue of living conditions, like hazards and stuff like that, especially if the apartment manager just said, I'm out of here, and nobody's actually like supervising what's going on. Who's collecting the rent if they're not getting, say, the trash cleared out, if there's a safety concern. I'm kind of wondering about this. They solely close the apartments because of the gang activities, but then you have Aurora police saying something different. So I want to explore this a little further. All right, let's go. Aurora has been in the national spotlight due to unconfirmed reports of Venezuelan gang taking over an apartment after a video showing a group of armed men inside of an apartment complex went viral. The department shared on Friday of officers engaging with residents at the Edge at the Lowry apartment complex located at 1218 Dallas Street. It's one of several buildings at the center of concerns regarding the alleged activity of the Venezuelan gang, the TDA gang, okay, the Venezuelan gang. And there's an interim Aurora police officer. Now, mind you, my understanding is that they just hired a new chief that's coming from LA, former LAPD. So we'll see how that goes over here on this area. And so the police is out there, I guess, interviewing folks, and they found no evidence of gang activity. So my question is, the viral video that we have out there is, how do they confirm that those are Venezuelan gang members? That's my question. And then my other question to this too is, the apartment property manager gave a statement and said that they were concerned for their safety. The news reports are also saying that there were Venezuelan gangs that had taken over, and that's why they left at least one of the complexes alone, right? But the police chief is saying, we've been talking to the residents here and learning from them to find out what exactly is going on. And there's definitely a different picture. I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community. What we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex. So there's, like I said, even within the own community, you have different things that are being said. But one thing is very much true, and that we can all confirm, okay, is that there's clearly a safety concern for those residents, okay? Clearly there's a safety concern. And now all of this that's coming about, that social media has been flooded with accusations that the Venezuelan gang has taken over an Aurora apartment complex. Both the city and Aurora Police Department have not confirmed those claims. And it just keeps going and going and going.
Tonight, for the first time, the DEA confirms they are looking into criminal activity in our area allegedly committed by a Venezuelan gang.
The Tren de Aragua gang has been labeled by the White House as a transnational criminal organization. In a statement obtained by Denver 7 Investigates, the DEA says agents have seized multi-kilogram quantities of fentanyl destined for the Denver metro area from individuals believed to be members and or associates of the gang, but also added, quote, "It is not appropriate for the DEA or to offer any additional comments on the organization's role or presence in the region."
Now, while the DEA stopped short of saying the gang's here, local law enforcement is making that connection. From Aurora Police tonight, APD has been increasingly collecting evidence to show the gang is connected to crimes in the area. And Denver Police says this: there are reasons to believe that members of this gang are tied to crimes in the area, but Denver Police adds the DPD is not aware of any apartment building being taken over by the gang in Denver.
Recently, an apartment complex in Aurora was shut down because of numerous code violations. The property managers claim they couldn't fix the problems because they say the gang took over the complex. But the city of Aurora says that it was years.
They couldn't help because of the gang. This has been an ongoing issue for a while. So which one is it? The apartment complex is saying there's, concerns for their safety because of the gangs. Now, are they backing out? Is the apartment complex saying we don't want to deal with the issues, therefore we're backing out, and then we're putting the safety concern in there? Or do they have a duty to figure this out with their tenants?
Years of code violations that are separate from any criminal activity, with the police department adding that they created a task force to investigate the gang's alleged ties to Aurora.
And Denver 7 will continue to follow the story, and we will update you.
Now watch this, how things are being shaped. And this is a problem. Listen to what he is saying.
Happy Sunday, September 1st, my fellow patriots. Let's jump right into this. We've all heard at this point what's happened in Aurora, Colorado, where several apartment complexes have been taken over by illegal immigrants from Venezuela that are gang members. Now, you've seen.
Y'all see that? By illegal immigrants in Colorado that are gang members. We've just seen a video. Police is saying there's no gang members. The apartment complex has been taken, is saying something different. The people, there's a group of people that have been left basically without a home. They have closed down those apartments. Like, this is a problem.
Seen those videos, you've seen it happening. The cops have done nothing, and it makes you wonder why. Now we're hearing rumors that the Hells Angels are potentially rolling in to Colorado to take the apartment complex.
Rumors. Nothing has been, like, nothing. Just rumors that some folks came online and said that this was happening. Unconfirmed. No receipts, just rumors.
Is back.
Here's more information. Can confirm Hells Angels headed to Aurora, Colorado. Look at this. How? So one gang is going to stop another gang. Help me understand this. I cannot. Here we go. Can we stop with the hilarious claims that the Hells Angels are going to Aurora, Colorado? Y'all are idiots. Can we even confirm that it's a Venezuelan gang? Because they're saying one thing and then the other one's saying a different thing. I just want to know. The police is saying that it's not there. I mean, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
Got quite a few of our officers out here that are out here tonight. I stopped by here at 12th and Dallas. Got quite a few of our officers out here that are out here tonight again. I've been out here for several weeks, making contacts with our residents, reassuring them about the criminal activity that's happening here and how we're going to address it. We're out here. We want to reassure the people that live in this community that we are actively investigating criminal activity that's happening and listening to them to so that we can learn anything that we're missing. You know, what are we missing, and actually find out what exactly is going on. We're out here because we care. I mean, nobody should be wearing this uniform if they don't care. And we want the residents and the people that live here to know that we care. We've been talking to the residents here and learning from them to find out what exactly is going on. And there's definitely a different picture. I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community, but what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex. We've really made an effort to the last few days to just really ask the specific questions and the direct questions in terms of the gang activity and who's actually making sure that people aren't paying rent to gang leaders or gang members, that's not happening. And we've discovered here today and yesterday talking to so many residents that's
who is paying rent to gang members. That should be definitely looked into. That would be a good conversation. But if the apartment building or the management said we ain't dealing with the tenants, or we can't find somebody to hire to take over, stuff like that, they got a bigger problem. They need to address the issue that they have going on in their property with their tenants.
That's not the case. We've been talking about, and they've been sincere with us. We really believe that they are sincere with us. And we're standing out here, and I can tell you that gang members have not taken over the.
What do y'all think? This is one of the girls that started this. First of all, I want to know how everybody used your video to kind of go about the issue.
Multiple videos in the last 10 minutes that are showing the Hells Angels heading to Colorado, to Aurora.
This video right here, I think, was one of the ones that started this. And I think it's important to trace back to where a lot of this came from so we can understand. So this is one of them. 209,000 views.
I don't know how true this is, but I have seen multiple videos in the last 10 minutes that are showing the Hells Angels heading to Colorado, to Aurora. This is going to be interesting. Anybody else hearing that? Like, I've seen footage of it, but things get like crossed on here, but.
Yeah, I do. And let me just say this. Do you live in Aurora? Because the way I see it, she don't live in those apartments. I don't know if you guys are watching her background.
Wow. I don't know how true this.
So.
Has anybody heard anything about the Hells Angels going to Aurora? I just looked all over X. I don't see anything, but I don't think they would really tell us what their move was. They had a Twitter account, but it hasn't been active since 2014. I'm just trying to figure something out here. What would this even look like? What would this even, wow, if this is true,
it's not.
Where's our, our military? Where is everybody? Why are Hells Angels having to go settle this?
They wouldn't send the Hells Angels to settle this.
Here's a quick detail I just put together. So before I saw those videos, I was talking to my mom on the phone and I was telling her what happened in Aurora. And I was just going through what happened. And then I hang up with her and I open TikTok. And it was the first 4 videos that I saw. So like, you never know who's listening. Here's a quick detail I just put together. So before I saw, y'all, my friend just sent me this. Go follow this account. Go look at this account right now.
Unapologetically Southern. So she's over here trying to figure out if it's the Hells Angels or what. I want to trace back to where this information came from. Hold up, because I think that's important, y'all. It's important. Oh, so here we go. So now some of these faces are starting to look familiar. So I've also seen this woman as well who was posting videos. Let me see if I can figure out what would have been one that would have started.
Is the rumor true that the Hells Angels are on their way to Aurora, Colorado? Because I sure hope not. Let me tell you about this Hells Angels.
Well, where did she get the rumor? The Hells... Let me know where the rumor started. I want to find the origins of the rumor. I'm going to be clipping this, okay? So y'all can see I'm just tracing it back to what I'm finding as we're reviewing this rumor, okay?
They're almost like a million strong. And they consist of, you never hear of a Hells Angel getting convicted. They consist of lawyers, doctors, thugs, ex-military, policemen, firemen, every person, every American you can think of, every real American that you can think of, there's that category in the Hells Angels. And
let me stop right here. So she says that you never hear about a Hells Angels being convicted. Well, 3 Hells Angels were sentenced to life for prison for, and this is just a Google search, y'all can check it out. 3 Hells Angels sentenced to life in prison for racketeering, conspiracy, and related crimes. Okay. You had Jonathan Nelson, aka John, Brian Wayne Went, and Russell Taylor, who aka Rusty, who were all sentenced to spend the rest of their lives in prison. And this was just this year in June of 2024. So ma'am, what are you talking about? You do hear about the Hells Angels is a biker gang. There's a gang here, y'all. They're not going to send one gang is not going to go attack another gang unless there's drugs or territory or something like that going on. It doesn't make sense. This was a rumor that was started here, and a lot of people started it, and they just went with it, and we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and keep going with this rumor, okay? So check your sources. Lady said that you never hear about anybody being convicted from a Hells Angels. Let me play that back.
let me tell you about this Hells Angels. They're almost like a million strong. And they consist of, you never hear of a Hells Angel getting convicted.
Wrong.
They consist of lawyers, doctors, thugs, ex-military, policemen, firemen, every person, every American you can think of, every real American that you can think of, there's that category in the Hells Angels. And the Hells Angels are respected by even the military.
Okay.
So if this is true, it's almost like, because I'm sure we can't wait for Sleepyhead to call the National Guardian, because they're not. So I assume that is why the Hells Angels are on their way. And if they are, them folks better run. I don't care how badass of a gang you are. You had better run. Is the rumor true that the Hells Angels are on their way?
Here's another one.
Howdy, folks. It's Pops. You know, back in my day, the Hells Angels was something. They were something. I mean, they were mean. People were afraid of them. Didn't know what to do with them. I didn't even know the Hells Angels still existed, but they do. And they're on their way to Aurora, Colorado. to deal with
Really?
the Venezuelan gangs.
When are they coming? Let me know.
Oh boy.
Did anybody reach out to Pops and ask him if he is correct? Like, I mean, maybe Pops is onto something. You know, I love me people that have some wisdom. I love me people that are able to, like, you know, really put things into perspective. I respect the people, but I just don't know if there is any truth to that. So I'm just letting you guys know the craziness that's happening out of here, out of this situation. Like the whole Twitter has lost their mind. All right. You have the police over here saying that there is no gangs are running this situation. You have others saying something different. Where's everybody getting their information? That's what I want to know.
Colorado apartment building overrun by an armed group of men who local officials say are members of the dangerous Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua.
Tren de Aragua. I love how he's saying that because I can't even say it.
Residents are understandably terrified, but the Democratic governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, is dismissing the takeover as just simply the locals' imagination. Joining us now is Cindy Romero. She used to live in that very apartment building. She is now in her new apartment, which is outside of Aurora. I believe it was your doorbell camera video that we have been watching for the last few days.
So it's Cindy's video. Shout out to Cindy. It sounds like she's a local there, so she knows kind of what's going on as well.
What appear to be gang members, heavily armed, trying to get into the apartment across the hallway from yours. What did you see there, and how bad did it get in that building?
On this particular date, it was really bad, but it is not by any means an isolated occurrence. Unfortunately, I have months, almost a year and a half worth of footage from 6 separate cameras.
Wow. Were you home that day?
I was.
What,
and actually,
what did you think when you saw this taking place outside of your apartment?
Earlier that morning, I had seen several individuals carrying assault weapons down to the next floor of the building adjoining mine. And I reported it to the police. So all day we were nervous and on high alert anyway, because they told us that they really couldn't do anything unless something happened. And we were just waiting all day for it to happen. We knew it was coming.
Wait a minute. You've got people running around the apartment complex with long rifles and pistols. You call the police and the police say they couldn't do anything about it?
They said they weren't coming. They called me about an hour and a half later, and they said, I apologize, but we will not be there.
Did they give a reason?
The reason was there was an ongoing investigation that they didn't want to interfere with. I assume there was surveillance of some sort going on. But they never did show up. And then that night when the shooting broke out about 11:20 that evening, we again called 911 frantically, please come help us. We didn't get a response for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh. And you ended up with a bullet hole in your car, as I understand it.
I have a bullet hole through my car. It went in one side and went out the other, hit about 5 things on the way through. My husband also has bullet holes in his car.
Oh my God. So we were talking yesterday with Mike Kaufman, who's the mayor of Aurora. Here's what he told us. Listen to this.
These gangs apparently are attracted to where there's a concentration of Venezuelan migrants. And so they've in fact have kind of pushed out the property management through intimidation and then collected the rents. And arrests have been made, but these operations are still ongoing.
So you got to the point, Cindy, where you said, we can't do this anymore. We've got to get out of here. And it was City Councilwoman Danielle Jurinsky who helped you get out. Tell me about that.
Yes, absolutely. We were actually talking to a reporter from Fox outside of that shooting that the next morning. And he was actually the one that connected us with Councilwoman Jurinsky, who has been amazing. My first conversation with her, she said, do you still live there? And I said, yes. And she said, I'm going to get you out of there.
Wow. So
she said, I'm going to make it my work.
So you're singing her praises. In the meantime, the office of Governor Jared Polis is saying she's making all of this up. Listen to what his spokesman said. According to police intelligence, this purported invasion, I guess, of these apartment buildings is largely a feature of Danielle Jurinsky's imagination. What do you say to that?
Oh,
You
wow.
can fake video, and Polis wouldn't last 5 minutes on that property.
I mean, that's true. You cannot fake video. And like I said, if these gentlemen are doing this, they should not be in the area. They need to be charged and put away, locked up, do the things that need to be done in order to keep everybody safe. But honestly, like, let's just tell the truth when it comes to this. And they have footage here to show this. And Polis does have to step up in this. Okay. So, but here you have the police, Aurora police is saying something different. So this does make it a little bit like, okay, so Polis is saying one thing, police is saying one thing, and the residents there are saying something completely different. We have a problem.
Wow. Here's
Not
what
5
Danielle,
minutes.
here's what Danielle said about it. Listen to this.
I absolutely did not make any of this up. I love that is how our governor has quickly rushed in to say that that's the actual problem here. But the actual problem here are his weak policies that have turned this state into a breeding ground for this gang activity.
Cindy, why do you think the governor's office has got its head stuck firmly in the sand over this issue?
They don't want to admit that they're part of the problem. It's the administration who we count on to make the rules for us, to make the guidelines that we go by. I call 911, no help comes for me. No help.
It's not okay.
There's no mass amounts of police that show up to make sure that we're defended. Nobody showed up to help me. I didn't have a bulletproof vest. I didn't have 5 officers showing up with me whenever there was a problem. We were on our own and we were left to die.
Wow.
These people have no registration in this country.
Yeah, and we should point out that the scenes that you're seeing on the right-hand side of the screen there, those were taken from Cindy's Ring doorbell or video doorbell while she was inside her apartment. You can imagine what it was like living there. Cindy, God bless you. We're glad you got out.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful every day that I got out.
All right. We hope to talk to you again. We'll see if maybe the governor gets on the stick and takes care of this problem. Thank you.
Ooh-wee. So there are multiple problems there, and that was aired on the 30th. Okay. For those that are wondering, you can find that on Fox. Like I said, I feel conflicted because I feel like we get information from one side to the next. I will say this, though. Can we just confirm, make sure that they are Venezuelan? I know that the community they're saying there is predominantly Venezuelan, and that's where, this is from. But we need to be able to confirm that instead of just throwing out there that this is the gang. The apartment managers are like, we're not taking care of this. They have a problem. They need to address it. And those people that are breaking the law and that are making it difficult for the ones that work hard in this country should be deported, in my opinion. Now, as far as the Hells Angels, that's a rumor made up by a bunch of TikTokers, one doing a story after another and taking it from there. Nothing has been confirmed that the Hells Angels are going to go over there or that they have been summoned or that they're going to do different things. None of this. It's a rumor, y'all. It's a rumor. People created content out of a rumor. Yeah. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.